Assalamualaikum dear students, how are you? I hope you're fine. Yesterday we talked about the simple past tense, okay, the structure to it and the uses of the simple past tense. Today we will look at the relationship between past continuous tense and simple past tense. Okay, why is it important to discuss these two tenses together? Okay, it is because simple past tense is mostly used with past continuous tense, so that is why we have to look at these two tenses together, right? We often use the past continuous tense with the simple past tense. We use the past continuous tense to express a long action, and we use the simple past tense to express a short action that happens in the middle of the long action. Right? We can join the two ideas with when or while. This is really very important. Okay? Listen again. We use past continuous tense for long actions to be expressed with, and simple past to show short actions that happens, okay, that occurs in the middle of the long ongoing action. Look at the following examples. Okay, watching TV, right? Long action is watching TV expressed with past continuous tense. Short action is telephone expressed with simple past tense. How? Okay, while I was watching television, he telephoned me, right? So this is how the problem resolves. Look at the example. I was watching television at 8 p.m. You telephone at 8 p.m. Okay, just write this sentence as I was watching TV when you telephone, right? And this is how it is clear that I was watching TV. This part is okay in past continuous tense, and this shows the long action which was okay going on, okay, for a long period of time, which had been going on. But when you telephone takes few seconds, okay, so this shows the short action. Notice that when you telephone, okay, is also a way of defining the time. Okay, now we will talk about when to use this when and when to go for while. Okay, when with short action, so it will be with simple past tense, while, or whereas while is used with past continuous tense, okay, that shows long action. Like, I was walking past the car when it exploded. So here, since it comes with this, okay, and this part it exploded is past simple, and this shows short action, right? When the car exploded, comma, I was walking past it. This is also the right way. But if you precedes, or if you okay brings the dependent clause before the independent, you should go for a comma to okay separate the dependent from independent, right? Now look at this. The car exploded. Okay, this is past simple tense, and this shows short action. While I was walking past it, so while has been used with this part, that is past continuous, and this shows okay the long action. It can be like this: while I was walking past the car, comma, it exploded. Notice that the long action and short actions are relative, right? Watching TV took a few hours, telephone took a few seconds, right? While Likewise, walking past the car took a few seconds, exploded took a few milliseconds, right? This is how telephone and exploded show short actions, whereas watching television and walking past the car show long action, right? Now we will begin a new topic, that is past perfect tense. Look at the example. I had sung, so the structure will be the subject, auxiliary verb have conjugated in the past tense and converts into had, and then main verb, that is past participle form of verb. You can also say it third form of verb, right? The past perfect tense is quite an easy tense to understand and use. This tense talks about the past in the past, right? So it talks about past in the past, right? It has nothing to do with the present, right? This is clear. It has no connection or nexus with the present. That is why here the phrase has been mentioned, past in the past, right? How do we make the past perfect tense? It has just been discussed. Subject plus had plus third form of verb. For negative sentences in the past perfect tense, we insert not between the auxiliary verb and main verb. For question sentences, we have to bring the subject auxiliary verb before the subject, just as we have been doing with the other tenses we have done with so far. Look at these example sentences with the past perfect tense. These two are positive. I had finished my work. You had stopped before me. These are negative. She had not gone to school. We had not left, right? And these two are interrogative. Had you arrived? Had they eaten dinner, right? When speaking with the past perfect tense, we often contract the subject and auxiliary. This talks about the contraction, and contraction is considered to be informal way of writing things. So do not go for it, while especially when you are writing essay or paragraph. They need much formality, right? Whereas in spoken English or in speaking, you may use because speaking English is quite colloquial, or it demands demands no formality, right? But whenever you go for it or contractions, just keep yourself clear that this the plus apostrophe and d, it may be would or had. So how could you distinguish it? The context, the sentence structure will pilot you towards the right answer, because would doesn't take past participle form after it, whereas had always has past participle form, right? So you can clear whether the contraction is would or had, right? How do we use the past perfect tense? The past perfect tense expresses action in the past before another action in the past. It means it shows a completion of an action before another action begins. This is the past in the past, right? It not at all has any relation to present. For example, the train left at 9 a.m. We arrived at 9:15 a.m. When we arrived, the train had left, right? So before happening in action, another action had already been done, right? Look at some more examples. I was hungry. I had just eaten. They were hungry. They had not eaten for 5 years. 5 hours. I didn't know who he was. I had never seen him before. You can also go for examples like, okay, the villagers had been warned before it flooded. Okay, or look at this example, the train had left when we arrived. Okay, this part is in past simple and this is in past perfect. So okay, it expresses an action, this action before another action. Okay, when we arrived, this action had been, okay, completed. Right. Okay, I just check for the time. Okay, we have time, so we can continue. Right, dear students, now we will discuss past perfect continuous tense. Look at the example. I had been singing. How do we make the past perfect continuous tense? Okay, just put just parse this sentence into its components and put them into this formula, right? For example, subject, then auxiliary verb had, and another auxiliary, that is been, and verb, base form of verb plus ing, right? This is the structure to past perfect continuous tense. And for negative sentence in the past continuous tense, we insert not after the first auxiliary. Okay, this should be kept in your mind, that whenever you have, okay, more than two auxiliaries, you always have to insert not after the first auxiliary, right? This is important. For question sentences, we exchange the subject and first auxiliary verb, as we have been, okay, accustomed with doing such. Look at these example sentences with the past perfect continuous tense. Okay, look at the positive sentences. I had been working, you had been playing tennis, it had not been working well, we had not been expecting her. Okay, had you been drinking? Okay, this has been shifted to before this subject. Had you been drinking? Had they been waiting long? You may also go for since and for accordingly, and the rules are the same as we have discussed earlier. When speaking, with the past perfect continuous tense, we often contract the subject and first auxiliary verb. Okay, it talks about speaking, so the rules regarding contractions will, okay, remain intact as, okay, were in the previous topics. Now look at its uses. How do we use the past perfect continuous tense? The past perfect continuous tense is like the past perfect tense, but it expresses longer actions in the past before another action in the past. For example, Ram started waiting at 9 am. I arrived at 11 am. When I arrived, Ram had been waiting for 2 hours. This is really important. Just look at, okay, this part again. The past perfect continuous tense is like the past perfect tense, right? But it expresses longer actions in the past before another action in the past. For example, this: when I arrived, Ram had been waiting for 2 hours, right? The action of waiting, okay, had been going on for 2 hours. Okay, look at this. Past: Ram starts waiting in the past 9 am. I arrived in past at 11 p.m. Okay, John was very tired. He had been running, right? He could smell cigarette. Somebody had been smoking, right? Suddenly my car broke down. I was not surprised. I had not been running well for a long time. Had the pilot been drinking before the crash? Okay, these are the examples, okay, to clarify this statement, right? Okay, Okay, now comes the topic simple future tense. Now we are going to start the last tense according to time frame base, and this will, like other tenses, carry for aspect based tenses. Okay, look at simple future tense. I'll sing. The simple future tense is often called will, because we make the simple future tense with the modal auxiliary will. It is not model, it's modal. Okay, with the modal auxiliary will. Okay, since you have to use will in all sort of future tenses, so simple future tense is often called will. How do we make the simple future tense? Subject plus auxiliary will. It's invariable, means it will remain constant. Okay, plus the base form of verb, that is first form of verb, right? For negative sentence in the simple future tense, since we have already auxiliary will over there, so we insert not between the auxiliary verb and main verb. For question sentences we exchange the subject and auxiliary, as we have been doing this. Look at these example sentences with the simple future tense. Okay, the positive sentences: I will open the door, you will finish before me, she will not be at school tomorrow, we will not leave yet. Okay, will you arrive on time, will they want dinner? When we use the simple future tense in speaking, we often contract the subject and auxiliary verb, so the contract rules are to remain the same, so I do not bother to discuss them again and again, right? Okay, just I will remove a confusion of yours. Okay, this want is equal to will not. Okay, you might have come across with this contraction. How do we use the simple future tense? Okay, no plan. It is to show actions which are not planned, right? For example, you go your home. When you reach there, your mom said, we do not have enough bread. If you do not know, you should say, I will go and bring some then. I will go and bring some then. If this would have been planned, so you would say, I'm going to have some, because it was planned. Since it was not planned, you should say, I will get some from the store then, right? So we use the simple future tense when there is no plan or decision to do something before we speak. So this shows unplanned actions in the future. We make the decision spontaneously, at the moment being, at the time being, at the time of speaking. Look at these examples. Hold on, I will get a pen. Because you have no idea that you will be in need to get a pen. We will see what we can do to help you. No idea. Maybe we'll stay in and watch television tonight. Again, there is no plan. In these examples, we had a firm plan before speaking. The decision is made at the time of speaking. Look at this. No. We have no firm plan before speaking, right? So the decisions is made at the time of speaking. We often use the simple future tense with the verb to think before it. I think I'll go. I think. I do not think I will buy. It is often made with to think. Prediction. The other use of this tense is prediction. We often use the simple future tense to make prediction about the future. Again, there is no firm plan. We are saying what we think will happen. Here are some examples. It will rain tomorrow. It is prediction. It is forecast. People won't go to Jupiter before the 22nd century, right? Who do you think will get the job? Okay, these are predictions. B, when the main verb is be, right, we can use the simple future tense even if we have a firm plan or decision before speaking. For example, I'll be in London tomorrow, though he has planned to go to London. So since here the main verb is be, so it is rule, okay, it is an exception. You can say I'll be in London, I'm going shopping, okay. I won't be very long. To put to shopping is now considered to be, these days considered to be superfluous, so do not go for that. I'm going shopping is good. I won't be, okay, I won't be very long, okay, sorry. So okay, here is another example. Will you be at work tomorrow? Okay, if there is intention, if there is decision plan, okay, in case the verb is be, okay, you have to okay, what, you can use the simple future tense even if you have a firm plan, okay, in case of be as main verb. Note that when we have a plan or intention to do something in the future, we usually use other tenses or expressions such as present continuous tense or going to, okay, as I have mentioned earlier in the example, okay. Right, I think it's enough for today. Okay, the assignment is, okay, to write 3 examples, okay, defining these 3 uses of this tense. Okay, thank you.